always lit over at AJsRANTroom.com. We got the best bags and accessories, our beloved Black Series. We got fresh lids for you hat lovers, fire jackets and hoodies, and of course, we got you covered on the t-shirts. And introducing our first shoe line, Aloysius Germain. So get on over to AJsRANTroom.com today and get to shopping. You won't be disappointed. Oh, God. What's good, everybody? Good afternoon. What up? What up? What up? What up? Um, can y'all hear me? Can y'all see me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all see me? We good, Sway. We good. Let me know. I swear. It's supposed to be the minimalist production here. But we will see. No one's confirmed they hear me. No one confirmed they see me. So I'm gonna assume y'all do. Nobody said otherwise. Uh, Thank you, Amy. Finally, somebody's here. Happy Monday. Hope all is good. Uh, Everything that could go wrong always goes wrong right before. And then, yeah. So the Instagram didn't go live because there's something happened with the key. So we don't have Instagram today. Okay, cool. Then I couldn't hear the commercials, but I'm assuming y'all did. And then I'm adjusting the mic and the whole thing falls off the thing. Um I know the delay is hella long. It's like 40 on YouTube. On TikTok it's like really quick. It's like within like 3 seconds on TikTok. I don't know. Maybe YouTube does that in case, something happens. I don't know. Anyway, hope y'all had a great weekend. Hopefully it was restful for you. It wasn't for me, but hopefully it was restful for y'all. Uh we have a lot to talk about. If I could find out where the notes are, that'd be great. There we go. There we go. Anyway, 1 second. All right. I think we're ready to go. Jesus. Welcome to content creating. Welcome to a one-man band. Anyway, oh. All right, cool. Let's get rolling. Oklahoma. Oh, Oklahoma. Okay. We still doing this. Okay. I still gotta go yell at somebody. Shut up, Prince. Okay. What the hell happened in Oklahoma? So this fat ass walked free. He was facing 80 years in prison for uh, raping and assaulting two high school girls, and one of them he nearly choked to death. Um, oh, hmm, interesting. Anyway, so Oklahoma State Rep Justin Humphrey is calling for an investigation after Jesse Mack Butler received a slap on the wrist for these brutal assaults. Um, yeah, we got some splaining to do, but we don't say mongrels names on this show, but this mongrel pled not guilty to charges, but struck a deal with the district attorney, changing his status from adult to youthful offender. Whoever that DA is, they should immediately be disbarred, and they should never be able to practice law in the United States ever again. This mongrel was charged with 2 counts of attempted rape, 3 counts of rape by instrumentation. Damn. 1 count of sexual battery, 1 count of forcible oral sodomy, 2 counts of domestic assault and battery by strangulation, and 1 count of domestic assault and battery. One of the girls was hurt so badly that she needed surgery on her neck, and that's the one I'm assuming he almost deleted. Um, One of the girls said she was repeatedly raped and strangled if she refused him. The doctor said she was about 30 seconds from being killed. Despite all this, Butler will avoid any prison time thanks to his youthful offender status. Nah. We got to review some things. And no. Could you imagine being the two girls? Could you imagine being the two victims in this? Could you imagine for 1 second? This animal tortured you, violated you, almost killed one of you, and the state of Oklahoma, which I'm shocked because Oklahoma is like red, like law and order. That's a law and order state if there's ever been one. Oklahoma is law and order. So whatever this is what is beyond infuriating at this point, because this is beyond infuriating. Absolutely, positively, no way in hell should this deal have been struck. But do a little background check and find out who his daddy is. His daddy is a prominent figure in Oklahoma sports. His daddy was inducted into the Oklahoma Football Coaches Association Hall of Fame and served as director of football operations for the Oklahoma State University football team from the year 2001 to 2004, and then again from 2009 to 2021. Now, would that have something to do with the slap on the wrist? Oh, you went from an adult to a youthful offender? No, not a, no. Now, y'all, I'm not saying anything, but if nothing happens and nothing is revised, because I don't know how this deal got struck. I don't know legally what can happen. I'm not a lawyer. If any of the lawyers are here, let me know if there's anything that can possibly be done. But could they scrap the whole thing and just start all over? Could they do that? Could they throw the whole thing out and say we're gonna retry him? Maybe that's a possibility. He's been convicted, or he took a deal, So I don't know. Could we throw the deal out? Any legal ease, I don't know how Oklahoma works, but I know it's a very law and order state. So the fact that this even happened is a shock. But here's a clip of here's a clip from News Nation on this.
And while there were even more and way bigger charges that the state likely could have thrown at this kid, like attempted murder, the two alleged victims and their families had every reason to believe that the wheels of justice were hard at work on this case, both for them and for the accused, Jesse Mack Butler. And before I tell you what ended up happening, let me tell you why he faced those specific charges, what he actually did to those two girls. You should know that these details are extremely graphic. They are despicable, but they are critical to this story, especially when you find out how the judge came down in this case. So fair warning, trigger warning, what I'm about to list out for you is very uncomfortable to say and to hear. A police affidavit says a girl who's identified only as LS because she's a minor dated Jesse Butler for about 3 months, starting in January of last year. She was 16 at the time. And during that time, the victim said Butler repeatedly raped and attempted to rape her and would strangle her if she refused. The teenage girl needed surgery to repair the damage done to her neck by the strangulation. And her doctor told her that she would have died had that strangulation lasted another 30 seconds.
Jesus.
The girl said that she gave in to Jesse Mack Butler because he threatened to kill her and he threatened to kill her family if she didn't give in. A separate affidavit says in March of last year, Butler took up with another 16-year-old girl identified only as KS. And that relationship lasted 6 months, but this teenager also said that Butler was aggressive and violent with her and says she went along with all the unwanted sex to avoid being hurt further. This victim also said that one time when she did refuse, Butler strangled her too. But get this, he recorded himself strangling her until she passed out. And lest you think this might be just a he said, she said, police later found that video on Jesse Mack Butler's phone. So that's what we call evidence. Jesse Butler pleaded not guilty to everything, as was his right off the bat. But in the coming months, for reasons that I will not pretend tonight to understand, the DA's office struck a deal with Butler's lawyers to change his status from adult to youthful offender. The victim's families begged the DA, please do not do that. Please, no. But in July, a judge decided to sign off on this. And in August, Jesse Mack Butler changed his plea from not guilty to no contest, meaning he knew there was ample evidence to convict him. And you should know that a conviction is the result of a no contest plea, right? That's what you get, convicted. By the way, I mentioned there were 10 counts before, but by August, there was one more. So the grand tally now stood at 11. The new count was for violating a protective order, which, oh my God, facing 10 felony counts and violating a protective order should have been a hell of a red flag for anybody.
Exactly.
Somebody. But the very same day that happened, Butler was sentenced to 78 years in prison, which sounds like a fitting punishment for somebody who nearly kills 2 teenage girls and rapes them repeatedly with all sorts of things.
Jesus.
But as a youthful offender, Jesse Mack Butler was also entitled to special treatment, like a rehabilitation plan, which was drawn up by the Oklahoma Office of Juvenile Affairs. And that plan was presented to the court last week. This new punishment called for daily check-ins, weekly counseling, a curfew, no social media, and 150 hours of community service. Bam.
Oh, the punishment.
They really brought down the hammer, huh? 150? Oh, wow. That's like 3 weeks if you work really hard.
Right.
This new plan is scheduled to stay in effect until Jesse Mack Butler turns 19. And that, my friends, is less than a year from now. So, wow, long punishment.
This is... We say the legal system gets it wrong sometimes. This is also what we mean. Not just, people being wrongfully convicted, but also this type of stuff. Hopefully this state rep can get some things moving on this, because this should have never happened. This case needs to be thrown out, and he needs to actually have a trial, and all evidence need to be brought forth that the state has, and then this animal needs to be locked up. Because what happens from here? Does he go back into society and become a productive member of society who does no wrong? No, he's going to do worse. He's going to do worse, because you're not treating him. He's not being treated for anything. He's getting a couple of hours of community service. Oh, no social media. Ooh, you can't go on social media, which he's still going to do anyway. He's going to do it anonymously. Like, he's not going to go on as himself. He's not that stupid. Well, he is pretty stupid, but this needs to be thrown out and retried. That's it. There's there's no there's no other recourse. Could you imagine being the family of these girls? Could you imagine being these girls? He turns 19 in less than a year, so everything is pretty much washed, and he gets to go on with his life. And then these two young women have to deal with that for the rest of their lives. Not only do they have to deal with what happened to them, they also have to deal with the fact that the justice system didn't do their damn part. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely unacceptable. 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 I'm definitely going to follow this, because this needs a follow up. This needs a follow up. This needs a follow through. And these people, everyone involved, from the district attorney on down, you all need to be out of jobs. You should not be public. You should not be in the positions you're in. If this is what you're going to do when the crime is this serious, I don't give a damn who his father is. I don't give a damn how many accolades his daddy has. I don't give a damn what pedigree he comes from. The things he did to those girls are unspeakable. Absolutely unspeakable. And this was my child. Send this motherfucker up the river, because I don't want him in my own home. What the hell? Why would I want him putting you at risk? I don't even want him around me. Give a fuck if he came from me. That ain't got nothing to do with me. He went out in the world and made this mistake. Now he has to pay for it. So the consequences need to be stiffer. That's it. I will definitely follow up on that. So let's segue into um our favorite people. So we touched on this last week, on Friday, on Thursday rather. We touched on this on Thursday. So there's going to be a mass blackout, which I don't understand. If there's going to be a mass blackout from November 25th through December 2nd, I mean, who cares if you get your EBT? Which we'll talk about in the end. But so of course, Ashy Rosie O'Donnell posted this, and so we're not asking, we're shutting it down. Mass blackout, November 25th to December 2nd. The largest economic blackout protest in U.S. history begins November 25th. No work, no projects, no spending, no events, no restaurants. And it was so good, they had to say it again. No restaurants, no backing out. Prepare for the impact. To prevent spike spending before and after the blackout, we ask that all participants purchase goods needed from community owned stores and markets leading up to and after the dates. This helps with sustained impact and keeps our money out of the mega businesses' pockets. Coordinated national pushback, maximum local impact. So, say you're the black community and you don't own your fucking community. So all the commercial zoning is given to KFC, McDonald's, Popeyes, Target, Walmart, all the conglomerates, right? And all these big major corporations get the business zoning in your communities. Who the fuck do you think that impacts first? Because the mom and pop, there's a couple of mom and pops in the black community. I can't speak for other communities, but in the hood, there might be one or two shops where there's like local owners, but for the most part, it's corporations where people work. Because black people have given up on investing in their own communities. Now they rely on the government. They rely on the city council to provide the zoning to allow Target to open up a whole business there. So how does that work for you in the community who already don't have shit? On top of that, no, no. But MAGA's a cult. MAGA the cult here. MAGA's the problem. Y'all have had two protests about nothing. Um, People who didn't support it, you rake them over the coals, or people who didn't mention it. You're blocking celebrities for being celebrities. Um, yeah, I mean, this is just another peg in the stupidity that Democrats have infected this nation with, and good luck. Because the majority don't care, but if you think for 1 second that this impacts the corporations first, no, this impacts your broke asses first. That's who it impacts first. So go ahead. No spending. No work. You ain't gonna have no EBT anyway, so it don't matter. Oh God. So yeah, the Democrat Party as we know it, and we're gonna review a couple of stories. So we had the Mondomney rally in New York over the weekend where AOC and Bernie Sanders were prime speakers, and the governor of New York showed up, and reluctantly other members of the Democrat caucus endorsed this fool because they had no choice. The left wing faction, that small radical faction of the Democrat Party, has taken over. It's so clear. It's so evident at this point. They have the loudest megaphones. They have manipulated enough people to be electable. And mark my words, this is a aim at the presidency. If not in 2028, in 2032, they will definitely be going after the presidency. And this is terrible. This is absolutely terrible. Now I'm not pro corporatism. I've never been pro corp, and I don't think most of us are pro corporatism. We do. I think if there's one line we can meet at is at the corporatism line. Yeah, I can meet you there. But how you want to go about it is not how it is not productive. You don't cut these businesses at the knees and then think they're going to stay there and continue, and that there's no backup, not even a backup plan. What am I trying to say? There's no plan. So if you don't have the corporate money, where are you getting the rest of it from? You don't have the rich people money because they're fleeing to Florida and Texas and elsewhere. So you're not going to have that. So where are you going to get the funding for all this free stuff and this utopia that you plan on funding? Please tell us. Mondami has yet to articulate that beyond tax the rich. Y'all have people in a stadium in New York City screaming tax the rich. Rich people are not your enemy. Your enemies are the people on that stage. Why is success punished by these people? Why these are, and mind you, these are successful people. Bernie Sanders has how many homes? God knows, at least 3. Bernie Sanders has benefited from corporatism, but he's standing on the stage telling you that you need bigger government, more regulations, more control, and somehow the corporations are just going to bow and yield, and they're not. They're not. They're not. If they don't move out of the state, they're going to move overseas. This is about the bottom line, not your feelings. So this Democrat Party, this iteration of the Democrat Party, this isn't the Democrat Party. I mean, which hasn't been great always, but it's never been extreme. They've always been willing, like Democrats, like you've been willing to work with each other. These people won't even work with the other side at this point. Y'all are literally about to elect in New York. This is New York. Y'all are literally about to elect a radical Hamas apologist who had the audacity. Did y'all see the video where he had the audacity to stand his ass on that stage and cry about his aunt not being able to ride the train after almost 3,000 Americans were killed on 9/11? I don't care. You're the victim here? No, not the people went to work that morning and now they're trapped above a plane that flew into a building, and they're waving white flags and they're jumping to their deaths and they're being asphyxiated to death. They're not the victims. Your aunt's the victim because she couldn't ride the train, which I believe is a lie. Was there some Islamophobia? Yeah, there was some, but no, not on the scale that y'all trying to make it. Like it was just, oh my gosh, she couldn't walk down the street. They were just gonna take her out. Shut up. Shut up. But we went from never forget to fuck it. Let's give democratic socialism a try. And then when that doesn't work, what's going to be next? I mean, because at that point they have the hooks in you, right? That's the whole point, is to get control of the government. Because once they have control of that, they can then control you. I'm not going to vote for people who don't want success for the people who are pulling the lever for them. Why would you not want that? You want to be successful. Who doesn't want to be successful? And no one should be punished for being successful. You shouldn't be punished for building your life to a standard that's fit for you. Why should you have to be penalized for that? Why should you have to suffer because you went out and did something that these people didn't have the balls to do? This party is dead. The moderate civil Democrat, you have no place in the party anymore. That's why you're hemorrhaging voters. And they don't even seem to care that they're hemorrhaging voters at this point. They don't even care. Because in their mind, the long-term plan is we're going to be successful at this. And you have yet to show me where in the world has this type of government or governing worked. And I'll give you the answer: nowhere. It's never worked. You're going to turn, I mean, New York City is already in a bad position. It's just going to get worse. New York City is I don't even want to imagine what it's going to look like after this man ravaged through it, runs out all of the businesses, runs all the rich people out of the state, and then what does New York become? I mean, you think it's high tax, high price, high rent now? The rents are high because what the landlords have to pay in overhead is high. So landlords should be penalized for being landlords for charging what they need to charge, because if they don't do that, then how do they turn a profit and be able to live comfortable lives, or live decent lives, or have success? Why be a landlord if you're not going to have any success? Why have a business if you're not going to if you don't want the business to do well, why have a business? If and then if the business does well, you're being told that you're the problem. Here's Speaker of the House Mike Johnson talking about this stupidity.
What we're witnessing is truly the end of the Democratic Party as we've known it. And even some Democrats are now saying that out loud. You can see it in their interviews. I watched one last night. All this is directly related to the Democrats' shutdown show. Why? Because just like they decided to save their own skin, that they had to endorse the Marxist Mandami in an unprecedented move, they have also decided they had to shut down the government in an unprecedented move. No matter the pain it inflicts upon hardworking American people, they were simply more afraid of the Marxists in their party than they are of voters.
Facts. You tell no lies. They are more afraid, and this is Chuck Schumer, because remember, Chuck Schumer stood up and said, well, hey, I'm actually going to support certain things. And now he's just anti everything. The proof is in the pudding, baby. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that people have been sold a beach house in Idaho, and now they're going to go buy the beach house. And then when they find out it's a lemon, it's all a lie. It ain't real. It ain't the truth. Then it's going to become someone else's fault. Now, remember, Donald Trump's a Nazi. No, he's Hitler. And all of us are Nazis and Nazi sympathizers. And meanwhile, you have this. Oh, you want to know whose nipple this is? This is the nipple of U.S. Senate hopeful Graham Plattner. Now, he's under fire uh, for said tattoo on his chest. And he's claimed that it's been covered. And and he had no idea. He had no idea that this image was widely recognized as a Nazi symbol. I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea. He's a first-time political candidate, and he said that he got the skull and crossbone tattoo in 2007 when he was in his 20s and in the Marine Corps. He said it happened during a night of drinking while he was on leave in Croatia. The fact that you got it in Croatia makes it even worse. He said, adding, he was unaware until recently that the image had been associated with Nazi police. The revelation Wednesday that the tattoo had been hastily covered up is just the latest bizarre twist that the high stakes Senate race had taken in just the past 10 days. The unfolding drama has so far included a sweep of old internet posts, a drunken video of Plattner in his underwear, and now the urgently edited tattoo. Amid the frenzy, another Democratic candidate released his own shirtless photo to show his arm tattoo of former President Barack Obama's presidential campaign logo. That's just stupid, too. Plattner himself has called himself a communist. He has hinted at political violence. He has labeled all cops bastards. He has broadly described rural white people as racist and stupid. And he downplayed sexual assault. He also mocked gay folks. But Trump and Elon are the Nazis. Okay. Remember Pete Hegseth? They pulled out those shirtless pictures of Hegseth, Secretary Hegseth, and said that the cross on his chest was a Nazi symbol, which was complete hogwash. Then come to find out Jimmy Carter dies and the same cross appears at Jimmy Carter's funeral. Oh, goat cheese and bread. So, the most popular Democrat senator in candidate in America has an actual Nazi tattoo and the full backing of the radical Sanders, Bernie Sanders, and the rest of his radical wing of the Democrat Party. And of course, what do Democrats do? Oh, we don't know what you're talking about. They never own it. They never come to the table and say, you know what? My bad. You know what? Yeah, we don't agree with this. No, no, no. Bernie Sanders still supports him. Bernie says, I'm shocked to the poll, but I still support him. You still support him. Y'all still support him. Could you imagine if this monkey was a MAGA Republican? If this monkey was a MAGA Republican, could you imagine what the headlines would say? Could you imagine? Could you imagine what the headlines would be? They would drag this man over the coals. They would be on CNN screaming, foul. Oh my God, this is MAGA. This is what MAGA represents. This is what they're supporting. Here's Scott Jennings wiping the floor with people.
But at this point, if he moves forward, Democrats aren't winning the seat.
I hate to break the news to you, but he's winning the primary by 30 points.
Well, I think
getting
that's why
a
he
Nazi
needs to get
tattoo,
out.
Getting a Nazi tattoo made him more popular.
I don't think it made him more
popular among Democrats. You've got a guy running for attorney general in Virginia who wants to murder Republicans, and he raised $500,000 off
people
of
have
it.
also
You got Nazi tattoo guy in Maine. I sat out here for a year, 2 years, listening to every Democrat at this table say, Donald Trump's a Nazi, Elon's a Nazi, and your party is now in love with a guy with a Nazi tattoo who trained a left-wing paramilitary group and called himself an Antifa super soldier on the internet, and he's going up every day. Good luck getting him out. I am but a humble political analyst, and I will just tell you that when you're winning a race by 30 points, if a pundit on television tells you, well, you need to think about dropping out, you laugh in their face.
I don't know.
This isn't your.
I feel like Democrats, the race.
I want Democrats to be who they are. This is who they are.
This is not.
No, that is.
Oh, now they gonna cry.
This is who they are.
No, it is
You're
not.
saying
What's
that,
inside?
hold on, you're saying that Democrats are Nazis? Is
I'm
that
saying
what
it's
you're
very,
saying
it's
to
very
me?
on brand right
I'm
now.
sorry.
Very on
It
brand.
looks
Hold on one second.
Oh, they
Scott.
big man. They big man.
So really, like, are you suggesting that, like, a person who wears a Nazi
Oh my God, Abby Phillip. She's beautiful, but there's again, this is sounding smart.
the tattoo because he was in the military or whatever is representative of the entire Democratic Party? Is that the?
I'm only reading the polling, Abby. When all this story broke and he started talking about it, he literally got more popular. He's beating the incumbent governor
you
of Maine by 30
that,
points.
you realize that he's running in one state, in Maine, and you're also saying that because of that, he's representative of the Democratic Party. You said this is who they are. Who is they?
Look at the polling. Look at the energy.
This is
Look,
not about
this
the
is
polling.
who
Oh my gosh, they're trying to push it all on Maine. Y'all endorsed candidates who've done blackface. Could you imagine, just imagine a world where there's an image of Donald Trump in blackface. Like he like one random Halloween when he was 16, he did blackface. Could you imagine Could you imagine? And these are the same people who will find some wayward town in West Bubblefuck, Mississippi, and be like, "Yeah, this is MAGA. This is all of them. This represents the Republican Party, and all they. This is literally yes, Bree, exactly. They do the same thing to the right. It'll be one little minuscule place in the middle of nowhere, and y'all make that the highlight reel versus the overwhelming majority who don't care. Because guess what? They have the right to do whatever they did, believe whatever they want to believe. Guess what? They're never going to get anywhere with that message. They're never going to gain any political power. But now y'all are actually gaining power on the very message y'all claim is the enemy. And as your hypocrisy is pointed out right to your face, you're still fighting. You're still fighting. Hypocrisy right there in your face. Well, no. It's just Maine. Leave me alone.
This is not about the.
This is who they want. Bernie Sanders wants him. The beating heart of the Democratic Party, where their energy is, wants the Nazi tattoo guy. That's what they want.
75% of.
I think if this country is about anything, it's about understanding that every person, me, you, everybody else has gone dark moments in our history.
Oh, now we have dark moments in our history. What's that grab him by the pussy again? Oh, okay. Right. Well, what's that moment? Was that a dark moment in Donald Trump's history? First of all, it was a private conversation. Even though he wasn't aware that his mic was hot. Just note to anybody, if they put a mic on you, unless you unplug it yourself, shut up. Other than that, just don't say anything. Just small talk, chatter, nothing. But that was a private conversation, right? Oh, we still have people arguing about Donald Trump 1972 being sued over some dumb shit that was literally proven untrue. But we still have people arguing that. We still have people arguing Mexicans are rapists and whatever. Still taking that out of context, right? Still have it, right? We still have people producing the good people on both sides argument. We still have that. Right. So no, but then if you're a Democrat, oh, there's just a dark chapter in his past. We shouldn't hold that to him who he is now.
And we go on.
So you're standing by your endorsement?
Absolutely.
Of course he is. Because it's not about whether he's right or wrong. It's not about whether he's really a Nazi or not. It's not about whether he's Antifa or not. It's not about if he hates cops. It's that he has a D next to his name. It has nothing to do with anything else. We don't give a damn about any of that. Also, they want the radicals. Bernie Sanders, who isn't radical in his personal life, is spreading this because it's profitable. He makes money on keeping y'all radicalized. He gonna be dead by the time this whole country goes to shit, or at least the parts of the country that he's influenced goes to shit. He gonna be dead, so he don't care. And then the money he made on that, he'll pass on to his family, and then y'all dumbasses will still be broke, screaming and crying, corporatism and problems.
Hold on, Bernie Sanders isn't the head of the Democratic Party.
He is a very influential voice, and you can sit up here and deny it all you want, lady. Bernie Sanders was damn near 2 times. Bernie Sanders actually should have been the Democrat nominee for president. So to sit here and act like his voice isn't influential is dumb.
He's not.
Absolutely not. Don't even.
Oh my gosh, these people are so fucking disingenuous. Are you kidding me right now? Now Bernie Sanders has no influence. He has no influence. He's standing on a stage at a stadium, and these people are eating up every word he's saying. But now he has no influence. He's not one of the pillars of the Democrat Party. No, we don't care. Deny. But that's what Marxists do. They'll sit there, they're literally doing something, and you're literally pointing it out to them, and they will literally still say to your face, no, that's not happening. That's not.
Jeffries and Chuck Schumer.
Where's the energy of the party?
Here is what I will tell you.
Schumer
Scott.
wants Mills.
Scott,
Sanders wants this guy, and he's winning by 30.
Let me tell you, this when polling happened,
He
reflecting
is totally
the
unknown. And
entire party.
Listen, I understand you don't want to have this guy, and I wouldn't either. He is a totally unknown guy, comes out of nowhere. He's got the full support of the left-wing, progressive Sanders wing of the Democratic Party. And
like everybody
he's beating
is who supports Bernie Sanders?
Yes. Look at.
Oh, Jamel, shut up. Jamel, shut up. She says all of these wackadoodle things about Trump supporters. Meanwhile, her mom is a Trump supporter. Your own mama is a vocal Trump supporter.
The polling, and here's the most important thing. He's beating the incumbent governor of the state by 30 points. This isn't happening in a vacuum. People are comparing an establishment figure like Mills and this insurgent left-wing radical like Plattner, and they're like, you know what? We'll take the Nazi tattoos. It's fine. And I think look, it may be early, but people are following this race, and the polling is pretty clear. It's not that close. Look, he doesn't answer to you. I mean, I wish he did, and I wish you were in charge. He answers to the energy base in your party, and right now, the energy is behind these left-wing, progressive kinds of candidates.
They are.
This is who they want.
We're talking about this.
And you can deny it all you want. I can deny it. You can deny it all you want. The truth is the truth. And these people hate the truth. They hate reality. They hate to be told what something actually is versus what they want it to be. And let's continue since we're talking about Maine. So I don't know if you guys saw this video of activists, that's what they're being called, at a Maine school board meeting, decided to make people uncomfortable, because sometimes you can demonstrate it better than you can say it. So instead of just talking, we're just gonna strip right here. Get naked, y'all.
You guys became zeros. It's not about to show you guys how uncomfortable it is to be young girls.
Point of order.
We've asked that we use.
Oh, so
Point of order. Point of order. Oh my God, put your clothes back on. Point of order.
wait. They're covered. You feel uncomfortable? Because that's what these young girls feel like when a boy walks into the locker room and starts unchanging in front of them. Yeah, you feel uncomfortable, right? Feel uncomfortable, huh? That's what these young girls feel like every time a young boy changes in front of them. You can look at me like that all you want. That's exactly how they feel. And you, Miss Muffy, oh, well, I don't know if I stand with girls or if I stand with my, with the. So you don't care how young girls feel? You don't care about the safety of young kids? What about what happened in Virginia with that boy that raped a young girl in a bathroom, then got sent to another school and did it again?
Ooh.
What are we going to do when that happens here?
Nothing. Blame the girl.
How are you going to look that girl in the face and say, sorry, I didn't protect you?
She's not. They're not.
This is Maine's capital. We should be setting an example for the rest of the state. You know what example you guys are setting? That we do not care about the young girls in this state. You guys care about politics.
Yep.
Oh, we can't change it because it's not law. It got changed by an executive order by Biden. Which is why we're here in the first place.
Boom. So you embraced the Title IX changes, which it was eventually deemed unconstitutional. But that didn't stop the radical left states from still running along with this stuff. So when people say, look, there's a problem, again, this is what they do. They gaslight you. Oh, well, it's not really happening. Oh, those are isolated incidents. They only know isolated incidents when they want to advocate for degeneracy. Meanwhile, when they want to talk about abortion, they act like the reason why most people get abortions is because they've been violated in some way. No, most people get abortions because you had a good, fun Saturday night. You let 3 guys bust a nut in you, and now you're living with regret. And a child whose father you have to then find out who he is. That's the majority. You had sex willfully and got pregnant. That's what happened. There's a mystery meat. Oh, I don't know what happened. I was violated. I'm 12 years old. No, 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 no. You're a grown ass woman who had fun. You opened your legs, and this is called a possible outcome. Okay? Okay. So sometimes you got to show them better than you can tell them. Now, here's speaking of politics and playing party lines, you're just playing politics, you don't care about the people. So Barack Hussein endorsed the white lady for governor of Virginia along with the NAACP. Not because she's the better candidate, not because she's, a great ally to the coloreds, but because she's a Democrat. This is what happens when you put party before country, before the actual needs of the people, the concerns of the people. Barack Obama literally chastised black men for not supporting Kamala Harris in the 2024 election. Remember, I want to talk to the brothers. I want to talk to the brothers right quick. All of a sudden he got so down home and now you want to do brother talk. You know what I'm saying? So now we don't want to talk to the brothers. And literally reprimanded black men for not supporting a woman for president. And now he's in Virginia, not campaigning for Winsome Sears, who's the black woman, obviously. I mean, you can tell this is a black woman. Ain't no getting around it. This is a black woman. No, he's not there. He's there to campaign against her. A real black woman who embodies everything that the left claims to celebrate. Everything the left claims to celebrate. Winsome Sears is it. Let's go. She's a Marine veteran. She's a business owner. She's the first black woman to serve as Virginia's lieutenant governor. She's for parents' rights. She's for school choice. She's for strong borders and traditional American values. By every metric, Barack Obama, black ass, half black ass, should be in Virginia endorsing Winsome Sears. But no, you know why we can't endorse Winsome Sears? No. You know why? Because she's not radical and because there's an R next to her name. Meanwhile, when the bimbo you went there to endorse got on the debate stage and couldn't say if she would protect young women in the locker room, couldn't even stand up and say, yeah, you know what? I'm going to stand up for that. Couldn't even do that. But we're the drama. We're the drama. Virginians, get out and vote for Winsome Sears. I mean, this is a woman who actually represents faith. She actually represents freedom. She actually represents what Americans believe in, regardless of color. But isn't it funny when identity politics can sort of be ignored by these people? They'll just act like, oh, identity doesn't matter right now. It's about DNR. The same thing with the NAACP. The NAACP endorsed this woman, and not Winsome Sears, not Winsome. They endorsed the white lady. Had a whole gala. She was there, and all the blacks loving their mammy, loving their massa, as y'all say to us. Meanwhile, you have a black woman, a strong, educated, disciplined black woman running for governor, and y'all act like she doesn't exist. This is why the NAACP, this is why affirmative action, this is why DEI, this is why identity politics all need to be abolished. This is why it all needs to go. Get rid of all of it. None of this makes any sense at this point. Y'all cannot logically say that this makes sense. Based on everything this woman stands for, Y'all should be behind her, lock, stock, and ready to go. But no, because she's not advocating for you to kill your children in the womb, she's not a good enough candidate. She's not advocating for you to transgenderism for she transition your 8-year-old, so therefore she's not a good fit for your transgender child. Oh, okay. Because she's for faith and family. That's faith and family. Oh, no, 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 no. But if she was sucking on chicken bones and saying, "Hey, let's pray to the dead cow we just sacrificed," you all be all right behind her. She had a D next to her name, right? We're bored. And the poll, she's within the margin of error of winning the race. It's just a matter of getting her over the finish line. I hope that Virginians do the right thing and actually elect Winsome Sears as their first black female governor, since we like to play the identity game. But of course, leave it to Democrats to act like they don't see anything. This was a funny meme from listen up, guys. This time we need to vote for the white lady, not the black lady. Here's Winsome Sears talking about this stupidity.
Barack Obama is going to be on the campaign trail with your opponent next weekend, 3 days before the election. Does the Obama magic still matter in a place like Virginia?
You know what the Democrats are doing? They have called us back into session because they have the ability to do that. And when are they calling us back into session, Rob? On the very day that President Obama is supposed to show up and all the days that he's here. It's me they're after. And you have to ask yourself again, why? It's because they see what the polls are showing. This is desperation tactics to support Abigail Spanberger.
A disciplined, educated, smart, accomplished black woman, and she can't get the endorsement of the NAACP, the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, or as they say in my favorite movie, Mississippi Burning, niggas, apes, alligators, niggas, apes, alligators, coons, and possums. Anyway, let me move on. All right. So if there's ever a person who should just shut up and, I guess, rap, and, here's a person who found success being illiterate and doesn't write her raps and, is not a real entertainer and found a niche just being herself, made millions just being herself. But this Cardi B is one of the, like most celebrities, are just politically inept. They have to they literally have no barometer as to how our political structure works. I'm sure if you ask Cardi B what the filibuster is, she wouldn't be able to answer it. I'm sure if you ask Cardi B how many reps do we have in how many people serve in the United States Congress, she wouldn't be able to. If you asked her how many Supreme Court justices we have, she wouldn't be able to answer that either. But this is a woman who wants to warn people about Trump. Meanwhile, this shutdown is not Trump's fault. Cardi B speaks out on proposed cuts to food assistance ahead of Thanksgiving. But wait a minute. By every metric, y'all are boycotting Thanksgiving, right? Because aren't y'all? Hold on. Let's go back to Thanksgiving is in this period here, right? What day is Thanksgiving? What day is Thanksgiving this year? What day? What day is it? What day is it? Thanksgiving is on the 27th. So that's right here. That's in the middle of this. So how y'all gonna do it? Y'all not supposed to do Thanksgiving. Y'all boycotting the corporations. The corporations are the enemy. With Thanksgiving approaching, rapper Cardi B has voiced concern over the Trump administration's proposed $186 billion cuts to supplemental nutrition assistance programs. The federal initiative that helps low-income Americans buy groceries. During a Twitter Spaces session on October 18th, Cardi B said, quote, people are complaining that they have taken away food stamps. Mind you, Thanksgiving is next month. No turkey for some of y'all. Very interesting. Cardi said during a Spaces, blah, 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 blah. And I find it funny because these are the types of people that I was trying to warn y'all that's gonna happen. What? I was trying to warn y'all that's going to happen in the Trump administration, but y'all didn't care. All y'all cared about was that I called him Trump. Again, this is why that would literally be her answer if you asked her what a filibuster is. Cardi B, what's a filibuster? I don't know that I get it last week because in Hollywood not we because I ain't there no more. But in Hollywood, folks start getting Botox at like 25. You start getting like the lines plugged in and stuff at like 25. But this shows the political ignorance. Folks aren't getting their SNAP benefits next month, not because of Donald Trump, but because of the Democrat Party. The Democrat Party is holding y'all hostage. The Democrat Party wants to feminize y'all. So over quote unquote subsidies to the Affordable Care Act, even though that's complete hogwash. That's complete hogwash. This is about getting money, and we've gone over the list several times. This is about getting money to overseas programs for stuff that has nothing to do with America. Nothing. They want COVID subsidies to be unrestricted. That's not going to happen. They want to send money to the Balkans and Africa and no. 1.5 trillion. No, we're not doing that. We're done. So this problem that you're about to have has nothing to do with the cuts Trump made to SNAP. It has everything to do with the government shutdown initiated by the Democrats in the Senate. And if we had 60 Republican senators, we would have no issue right now and the government would still be open. But because we don't have 60, because it's not a simple majority in the Senate when they want to say, hey, we're going to enact okay, cool. Filibusters enacted. Okay, cool. Let's go. We need 60. We can't get 7 folks to go with us. So what do you want us to do? Okay, they won't go. Here's this woman pretty much summed up my feelings on this. This is pretty much what I believe.
You want to know why I'm not having an aneurysm over people losing their food stamps on November 1st? Here's why.
Come grocery shop with us. Make it go by faster. One of you. This what I pick, and this what he picked.
I tell you what, how about this instead? If you're on food stamps, you get a pre-selected box of meat, bread, rice, food staples, and fruits and vegetables. No more handing you a debit card filled with other people's cash for you to go load up on Oreos. The goal here is to keep you from starving because taxpayers do not need to bankroll your junk food pantry or your health problems.
Boom. Boom. That's it. Oh, if Republicans cave, I think I'm done with the party. I think I'm going straight up independent. I can't deal. But I don't think under Trump is very much like, I don't care. We will figure out a way to get it funded. But if we don't, oh well, we don't. Because the majority of those constituents are theirs. And before we wrap up right quick, well, 2 things before we wrap. So, I've never in my life as an adult gone to the store and have my cart look like the cart on the left. Never. As an adult, as a grown ass man who's made some money. I've never had my cart look like that. My cart today looks more like the one on the right. But at least before I would have a little bit more. I have a little bit more grocery. But now it's crazy. I think what did I get? I got some coconut jasmine rice. I got what was it? The protein waffles. what was the other thing? Oh, like the fake chicken or whatever. Those 3 items alone was like 20 something dollars. No, 30 something dollars. And I'm sitting there like, what did I buy? I have like a little I have a little bag of stuff. And so no, this is not what EBT was created for. This is not the purpose of EBT, of food stamps. It is literally so you won't go hungry. It didn't say you were going to have luxury items and access to lobsters and crabs and seafood and filet mignon. No, 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 no. That's not what it was designed for. It was to keep you like when I remember growing up in the projects, we had the block of cheese, that big block of orange cheese. We had the powdered milk, we had the powdered eggs, and I'm sure there was some other stuff that I don't remember. It was all shitty. But at the end of the day, it wasn't about it being good. It was just about keeping you alive, right? It was keeping you filled, right? It wasn't about, oh, we got to give you the best of the best. No, you're not going to get the best of the best for free. You shouldn't have Oreo cookies on EBT. There should literally be a marked food. This is EBT approved, and that's it. You go in the meat section, this is the EBT approved meat. You go to the rice, this is the EBT approved rice, this is the EBT approved bread. That's it. But when it's just wide ranging and people coming out with carts looking like this is the problem. This is the problem. So no, people with a job shouldn't be sitting here. You sitting there in the store like, okay, I got $40. Okay, I got $22. I got $16. And you like, okay, I can get some of that. I get a little bit of that. But no. Meanwhile, they just loaded it up. And then you have all these health issues. So now you've eaten all of this bad food and now you have health problems. So now in your health problems, we got to now put you on government funded health care. So you can get your insulin and all the other stuff that y'all need when you start malfunctioning from the bad food you're eating. Yeah, we gotta buckle down. We gotta buckle down. This is not a luxury item. This is a stepping stone, right? A stepping stone. We nobody's faulting you. If you've fallen on hard times, nobody's faulting you for falling on hard times. Hard times happen. That's not what's being said here. What's being said here is when you make a career out of it, when you feel entitled to something, when you are rummaging through Walmart and lingering and socializing and casually throwing things in the cart because you just have unlimited access because of EBT and SNAP or whatever. Yeah, that's the problem. Like WIC, I think WIC is restricted to certain things, right? The same thing should happen to EBT. The same thing. And then you will see more people getting off their asses, negotiating their salaries, going out and doing the damn thing. But when you get people comfortable and complacent and dependent, this is what you get. And you see her, I got this and he got this. Who the fuck is he? You as a man, you okay with that? Oh, hell no. Hell no to the no. Anyway, so in light of the Nigerian crisis and possible genocide of Christians, where so far we've had over 100,000 Christians murdered since 2009. We've had about 18,000 churches destroyed in Nigeria since 2009, and nobody's talking about it because it's Africa. We don't give a damn about Africa unless it's something we can use it for, commercially or socially, right? Other than that, it's just Africa. We don't care. And so I came across this video yesterday, and it's from a Nigerian church, and I just want people to put the beautiful sounds of these, people singing, not obviously, but I also want to point out Christians aren't radicals. Right? Real Christians aren't radical people. These are peaceful, beautiful, amazing people simply singing to our Lord and Savior. Wow. So yeah, those are the types of people that are being beheaded by radical Islamic folks. Um, and so let's just keep Nigeria, Republic of Congo, and other nations in Africa in our prayers, because the radical Islamics, like the ones we're about to elect in New York, and literally when y'all praying 5 times to Mecca, I don't want to hear anything in New York. But let's just pray to God that nationally these people do not break through. AOC will never be president, hopefully, God willing. Yeah. Anyway, thank y'all so much for tuning in on this fine Monday. If you would like to support the channel, you can head on over to AJsRANTroom.com. That's AJsRANTroom.com. You get this cool white liberal t-shirt. You can get this cool Make the Hood Great Again hat. I'm not sure if it's backwards or not. I think it's backwards. My bad, y'all. I thought I flipped the mirror on the camera. Anyway, if you would also like to support the channel, you can buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/AJ's Rant Room. And also if you want to drop a cash app, I won't reject that either. AJ's Rant, you can buy me lunch. Yes. Oh, hold on. I wanted to address this. Our president, who was our president in 2009? Yeah. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Anyway. Oh God. Anyway, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe, and support the channel. We're almost there. We're growing very slowly, but we're growing. And so just keep the grassroots work going. And if you want to binge watch our videos, there's a playlist to binge watch all of the AJ's Rant Room videos. And as every time we upload, we just add the video, and then you can just binge watch if you want to. And you get to hear my beautiful voice for as long as you'd like. Anyway, thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. Have a great rest of your day. And I will be live on the TikToks today. So check me out. I think about 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So later, y'all. Peace.